Hello, I'm Kathy Murphy. I'm the president at Gadsden State Community College. And I wanted to take just a few minutes with you to share a priority that I have, and that priority is that we celebrate diversity here at Gadsden State. We all are different people. We come from different backgrounds, having had different experiences and oftentimes different mindsets and even different colors. It's very important to me that at Gadsden State that we are embracing diversity and that we're creating equity for our students, that we all have a fair path forward in terms of getting our work done. That brings me to reflect on February, Black History Month. And as I've thought about Black History Month, it's obviously important that we take time to celebrate those notable African Americans of the past. There's so many. Martin Luther King Jr., Booker T. Washington, and many others. But it occurred to me that we're actually sitting in history right now, and that surrounding us we have many, many notable people making such a contribution to the world today. And as I thought about that and reflected on it, I thought about an African American teacher that my daughter had. When my daughter went to kindergarten, I personally went to the school and selected Miss Betty Whittle. Miss Whittle is African American, and her race had absolutely nothing to do with me choosing her, and I certainly would not have rejected her on that basis. I just knew that Miss Whittle was one of the most outstanding teachers among all the kindergarten teachers at that school, and I wanted for my daughter the very best teacher that she could have, and so I chose Miss Whittle, and Miss Whittle allowed my daughter to have such a terrific foundation to stand on. My daughter has gone on to earn a master's and is doing quite well in the world of music. And then I thought about another young man that came to my door to interview when I was the principal in a school in South Alabama. It was a young man who ran track at Troy University, and he came to apply for a physical education position at the school. His name is Kressel Threadgill. Mr. Threadgill was in the gymnasium for a year, and I watched him, and I realized that Mr. Kressel had the it factor. And Mr. Kressel has moved on to do great things in his life, and I'm so proud of him. I've watched him grow and develop and mature. Mr. Kressel is now the superintendent in Mobile County Schools, the first African American principal in a school district that has been predominantly African American for years. Mr. Kressel also was named in 2018 the State Superintendent of the Year by the School Superintendents Association, and he's currently the president of the School Superintendents Association. I tease this tall African American young man. If you don't know, I'm short, and I tease that he's my son, and I feel just that passionately about him. And he is a notable African American among us. And then I think of a young man who coached at a school where I was the principal in South Alabama. He did quite a terrific job at that school, took our school 3 out of 4 years to the state championship. His name is Alvin Briggs. Alvin Briggs was named in 2021 as the first African American to lead the Alabama High School Athletic Association as its executive director. There are so many notable human beings among us who are helping make history. And I think for my own personal self and for my daughter, the many, many African Americans who've contributed so richly to our lives. And so what an appropriate thing for us to spend some time celebrating Black History Month in February. I want to thank our Black History Committee. The committee was headed by Michelle Bradford. Other members of that committee, Kim Carter, Mario Gallardi, Pearl Owens, Kelly Pierce, Ricky Tillis, and Baisha Woody. Thank you to that committee who's put together for us some terrific opportunities for us to celebrate. Let me share some of those activities with you. Indeed, we'll be talking about notable African Americans. There are trivia, fact, and opportunities that our students can participate in. Our cafeteria will have several occasions for us to do a taste of history. Our library will have selected books on display. There'll be a number of speakers to share with us during February. There are some recommended movies that will be published for our students to take a look at. We always love our show band, and they'll have a performance for us during February. There's a showcase of African Americans that will be on display again in our library, and a showcase of fashion that will also occur. We'll have some virtual arts presentations, and there's also a diversity conference that many of our faculty and staff will participate in, and we'll also have Litchfield Middle School's band helping us to celebrate. I want to encourage you, celebrate the people who are among us, regardless of color, but this is a most appropriate time as we celebrate Black History Month to take note of notable African Americans of the past and also the notable African Americans that are among us here at Gaston State, helping us make a difference. Thank you, and I look forward to the many celebrations that we'll have in February.